Hi, grade 6. Welcome back to Nelson Math, Chapter 4, Section 3, Adding Whole Numbers. For this section, we're not looking to see if you are able to add up large sums of numbers using pencil and paper or in your head. You are absolutely welcome to do so. However, for a question like the one you're facing today, you will be able to use calculators for two reasons. Number one, to check your answer, but number two, because we want to see how and which numbers you are adding up to make sure you are finding the correct solution to the problem. So once again, this section is not simply about being able to add up numbers in a number sentence. For this, we want to see which numbers you are adding up. Let's take a look. In the summer, Kurt runs once every day around the route shown. Here is the route, two bridges, and then along the stream or the river. In winter, he runs twice around the same route 3 times a week. A. Estimate the distance he runs each week in the summer and winter. Show your work. In this column, I'm going to show you how we might add up how many meters this person runs around. So let's take a look here. 829 meters for this side, 291, 543, and 292. So we're going to find out what the length of this tract is. So I'm going to call it once around, and let's add it up. It's an estimate, so we don't have to go into too much detail. For once around, it's 829, and I'm going to see if I can kind of find numbers that I can work with very easily. This number is about 300, but it's a little bit less. This number is about 800, but it's a bit more. So I'm going to estimate 800 plus 300 for that. And now let's move over here. This number here is close to 300, but it's a little bit less. So let's round it to 300. And then this number here is more than 500, but it's quite a bit more than 500. It's just not enough to round to 600. So we're going to round it to 500, but then we're also going to keep in mind that the number will be, we've rounded a bit lower. So 800 plus 300 plus 300 plus 500 is like 8 plus 3 plus 3 plus 5. And if we did this, it would be 11 plus 3 is 14 plus 5 is 19. So that's 19 hundreds. But we know it's a little bit more than 1900 because we rounded this number a little bit too much. We rounded a bit down, a bit too much. But only once around is 1900. In the summertime, he runs once every day. So if we're going to record how many meters he runs in a week, we have to take our 1900 and multiply it by 7. For a question like this, you are able to use a calculator. You are welcome, of course, to do it by hand, but we will say 1900 times 7 on a calculator. It's 13,300. And that's for the summertime. For the wintertime, the length of the track is still the same. It's still 1,900 approximately. But in the wintertime, he runs it twice, 3 times a week. So if he runs it twice on Monday, twice on Wednesday, twice on Friday, he's done it 6 times. So now we can use a calculator for 1900 times 6. And that's 11,400. So here are our two estimates. We're estimating he runs 13,300 meters in the summertime and 11,400 meters in the wintertime per week. These numbers here indicate how long the track is exactly. So I took the 4 different distances we have up here and I added them all together. For this, you could use the calculator, or you could use starting at the ones column, for example, or any of the other methods that I showed. And because this is once around, in the course of 1 week, he would run this times 7. So in the summertime, he would do 1955 times 7, which is 13,685 meters. That's in 1 week in the summertime. In the wintertime, in 1 week, it would be 1,955 times 6, which is 11,730. So he runs farther in the summer than he does in the winter. And the last question is about how much farther does he run in the summer? We can calculate that difference by taking how much he runs in 1 week in the summer, subtracting how much he runs in 1 week in the winter. And here we have 13,685 minus 11,730, which is exactly 1,955 meters. And if you notice, that makes a lot of sense, because if he does 7 laps in the summer and 6 laps in the winter, he runs exactly 1 lap more in the summer in 1 week. And 1 lap is exactly 1,955. So that makes a lot of sense both by subtraction and by using multiplication, in that he runs 1 more lap in the summer. Thanks everyone. Have a good day.